United States of America is corrupt as we speak today. I'm not saying that all these investigations in the Senate about the FBI, the Department of Justice, vote fraud, collusions. Come on, it's all there. Like it's all there. Like we know for a fact. We can't even allege. We know for a fact that the administrations in small towns like this one, Moscow, Idaho, depend on a big corporation to survive. They will comply with everything and anything Kane, in this case the University of Idaho, propose or advise to the administration of the town, especially on the Department of Justice side of things, especially on state prosecutions, having the right people in the courthouse, having the right people within the police, having the right people within federal resources around the area, like the FBI. As long as you have the right locals on the FBI, as long as you have the right locals on the PD, as long as you have the right locals within the courthouse and the Department of Justice and in politics, it's undeniable that in this case, King, being the University of Idaho, could do whatever the fuck they want. We are umbrella in Moscow, Idaho. Again, I want to remind you, Layton County is the only Democrat county in the whole Idaho. Idaho is Republican. The whole state of Idaho is Republican. So don't you think that the whole state of Idaho is not taking a peek within a deep detail of what this one Democrat county is doing? Don't you think that the possibilities, don't you think the possibilities of outside forces within the state, don't you think it will get to the point that they will go in and investigate what this one county is doing, especially with this one major case that it catch worldwide attention? I appreciate harsh reality making sure that we all fully aware that it's a private corporation in Moscow, Idaho that is running shit and is the University of Idaho. They are an educational department. How in the heck they could affect the outcomes of an investigation? How can the PD allow even the intervention anyway, anyhow? How come the Moscow PD had the balls to take over this case, knowing there is a major conflict of interest? Why they didn't give this case to the sheriff? Why they didn't give this case to the state troopers? Why they could have just give this case to the FBI as soon as Kohberger crossed the state lines that he had to get picked up in Pennsylvania. They could have give it to the FBI and let the FBI handle that shit. But you know that the FBI didn't want this case? Wonder why? If you ask me, the FBI, as soon as Kohberger crossed the state lines, they could have easily intervened and take over this case. Because anything that crossed state lines, and this case, this local case, crossed the state lines of United States of America, automatically the FBI has jurisdiction. Because this one crime investigation has already crossed state lines to get to another state. Automatically, that becomes FBI jurisdiction. I wonder how much people know about law and crime works in the United States. But again, I appreciate Harsh Reality mentioning this, because in reality, the University of Idaho is king. And they are the puppet master. Thank you, Harsh, for letting us have that coming from you, which is big platform, big content creator in true crime, Harsh Reality. We appreciate what you're doing for us.
But where is it? If we scan through here, it talks about here that Idaho's Board of Education approved the University of Idaho's plans to create a non-profit corporation called New U to acquire the University of Phoenix. The University of Idaho, which enrolled around 11,000 students in fall 2021, plans to finance the deal by selling $685 million worth of bonds, meaning funding won't come from the institution's budget. If we scan through here a little bit more, so yeah, look, is it a guaranteed moneymaker? Between now and fiscal 2030, University of Idaho expects to receive between $150 million and $170 million through the deal. It's a lot of money. That is a hell of a lot of money. And what I guess I'm saying is, if you are firmly in the camp of Bryan Kohberger did it, and you're unwilling to accept that there could be an alternative, then I think you're turning your back and ignoring many, many things about this case that perhaps I wonder whether you would, had it have been your own family. Steve Gonsalves himself talks about business. He talks about the fact that he won't let, and I'm paraphrasing, he won't let the money situation and the business deals affect the ability for his daughter and the other victims to obtain the justice with which they are due. And what you have to appreciate, and I think here, is Bryan Kohberger is currently in incarceration. He's been held pending trial. Now, if this is just a done deal, then should people like Steve Gonsalves still be concerned? Steve Gonsalves cannot seem to give a straight answer as to whether he feels that Bryan Kohberger is the person who did it or not. Maybe he thinks that there's a potential that he could do it. Perhaps he feels there's a potential he didn't. Perhaps he feels there's a potential there's more to it. There's more to the story. But for those victims to obtain true justice, everybody involved in this situation needs to be brought to justice, not just one element of it, one part of it, or indeed Bryan Kohberger, the patsy, just taking the rap just to satisfy everyone's needs for somebody to pay the price, but not necessarily the person who needs to pay the price. And I don't know whether this is what happens. People get on so much of a witch hunt. They don't really care about who gets sold down the river for it, as long as people see someone get sold down the river for it. but you are ignoring